Adarsh Prabhu. Last week he came. He just came back from India. Okay. Well, nice to see you all. Thank you for coming today. And happy birthday to Manisha one more time. And we have some special guests today. Manisha's brother?
Yes.
Ramesh, your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to see you, Prabhu. What's your good name?
Roshan.
Roshan. Thank you for coming. Myself is Saci Mataji. And yourself?
Suraj.
Suraj. That's Anush's nephew.
Anu's a big family, huh?
Roshan and Suraj. So where are you coming from both?
Put the clothes. I came from Koksava. Just for a birthday actually. We are here, so I thought we'll just visit.
It's very nice. Thank you for coming over today. And we can continue this also journey. And you're coming from? Nearby. Yeah, you can keep visiting us sometimes when you're fine. Okay, so we are doing, we are in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter, which is a very important chapter, Bhakti Yoga study. And you can put closer wherever you want. Okay, so everyone go to introduction, page 1. Let's sing invocation prayers. Om
Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Sattvajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Vajrahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Shashantam Chandra Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jayapade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namah Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthana Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinam Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharina Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarini Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhupada. Okay, so we are in the 7th chapter. Okay, maybe you can repeat this invocation prayer which we are trying to learn all of us. Om Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikayai Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Can someone from the group please call Rachit?
నాకు నెంబర్ లేదు మరి ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉందా అందులో
It's
గ్రూప్
added in the group. చూడండి ఒకసారి.
Call who?
Who is that? He's from Glad. Priyanka Mataji? You can, we have to join, she can, or someone needs to ring her. Try ringing her.
Call Priyanka Mataji and then.
Yeah, she's calling, I think Manisha is calling. ఉందా అండి?
పేరు లేదు మరి నెంబర్
పేరు లేదా?
19.
Recently added Rachit. I tried to send the number to you.
ఉంది ఉంది ఉంది
No, okay.
I think we did 18, 19 onwards.
Hare Krishna Mataji, उसमें हम ज्वाइन करेंगे वो ऑनलाइन ओके ओके मैडम ओके ओके मैडम ओके मैडम ओके
ఎన్ని ఫోన్లు పెట్టుకుంటావు నువ్వు
That's okay. You talk to him first.
ముందు ఒక 10 నిమిషాల ముందు ఫోన్ చేయాల్సింది స్టార్ట్ చేయి
Okay. Sorry, just a minute. There's lots of people want to come online. They, I don't know this. I have to create a new link maybe. I don't know what's happening with these people.
anyone good in technology
Can we send a new invite to specific people who you want to?
It looks like that I should make another group, online group maybe. Because when it's too many people here.
Yeah, because I think it's overloading.
Maybe also Mataji make
Mataji.
Zoom link, not Skype.
Zoom I have to pay Sucharita because
Mataji, I will
Zoom is
try-
only 45 minutes free.
I will try Teams. Okay, Teams is Teams.
If we
are
do
better.
45 minutes Zoom, then 45 minutes team, but it's a hindrance.
hard.
it's very hard
But
bro.
Prabhuji is saying something about Teams. That's a good
Teams
option.
is much better.
But everyone has to download Teams. They should have Teams on their phone.
It's even more. It's actually
It's
Skype
basic
is
now,
a-
Mataji, these days.
Teams is corporate.
Teams is the chosen option these days. Preferred option.
There's a Google link also, Google Meet link, but it's also you have to pay.
If team
to
is
keep it
free,
on.
why not you send it message to everyone and see what they have to say. If they can download, we can go with that.
Yes.
Why don't you make a WhatsApp video call?
How many people I'll call for
Teams is not free
We
actually.
can create link also Mataji in WhatsApp.
I have Teams.
5 people only.
No, not
Yeah.
5, more than 5.
No.
My Teams is more than 5. Yeah. I'll call and I send you one WhatsApp number. Rachit etleda?
వచ్చేది
Okay, no problem. Call that girl Lakshmi. Okay. So we are in 7th chapter. Please open 7th chapter.
Question.
नहीं आपको चाहिए होगा
नहीं
ना?
आपके लिए आप रखो ना.
आपने ये दे लो छोटा.
नहीं ये दे.
अरे है.
Take more, Prabhu.
Thank you.
7 point, which one we finished?
18 finish.
18 finish? Okay. Yeah, 19th is an important verse. Did anyone learn any verses in 7th chapter? Yeah, I think Anuj learned some verse. Please say. Yeah, say Manisha.
Which one?
Daivi Eshe Gunamai.
I don't know that one.
Okay, Varun Prabhu say. Anyone learned the verse Daivi Eshe Gunamai? It's an important verse. And 7.9. Okay, just say repeat after me. Daivi Eshe Gunamai. Mama Maya Duratyaya. Mamevam ye prapadyante. Mayam etam tarantite. So it's an important verse. Krishna is saying all this material energy, whatever you are looking at, this is all my energy, Krishna is saying in 7.14. And how to cross over this material ocean? The only way to cross over the material ocean is surrendering to Krishna. Mamevam ye prapadyante. Prapadyante means surrender. Whoever surrender unto me, they can cross beyond this material ocean very easily. So we should always remember, because this material energy is very strong. Very powerful. That's why Prabhupada says, never takes Maya easily. Because Krishna's energy. When it's Krishna's energy, obviously it's very powerful. But if you surrender to Krishna, you can easily cross. Material energy cannot do anything to us. So this verse also, now we are coming to 7.19. So please repeat 7.19 after me. 7.18 is finished, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. 7.19, please repeat.
Yeah.
Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Samahatma sudurlabha 7.20 Kamastaispatair hathritagnyatna One more time. Kamaistairhritagnyana Prapadyante anyadevatah Tam tam niyamam Asthaya Tam tam niyamam asthaya Prakritya niyata sarsvaya Prakritya niyata swaya 7.21 Yo yo yam yam tanum bhakta Shraddhayarichitam ichchati Tasya tasya chalam Shraddham Tam eva vidhabdamyaham Tam eva vidhabdamyaham 7.22 Sataya Shraddhaya Yuktas Tasyaradhanam ihate Labate cha tata kaman Mayaiva vihitan nihitan 7.23 Hantavantu phalam tesam Tadbhavati alpamedasam Tadbhavatu alpamedasam Devan devaya jo yanti Madbhakta yanti mamapi 7.24 Avyaktam yaktim apannam Manyante mam abhuddhaya Param bhavam ajananto Mama vyayam anuttamam Well, let's go back to 7.19. Please repeat one more time. Bahunam janmanamante Jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvamiti Samahatma sudurlabha Who would like to read? Translation.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, the translation.
Translation properties, please.
Yeah. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Purport. The living entity, while executing devotional service or transcendental rituals after many births, may actually become situated in transcendental pure knowledge that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the ultimate goal of spiritual realization. In the beginning of spiritual realization, while one is trying to give up one's attachment to materialism, there is some leaning towards impersonalism. But when one is further advanced, he can understand that there are activities in the spiritual life and that these activities constitute devotional service. Realizing this, he becomes attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and surrenders to Him. At such a time, one can understand that Lord Sri Krishna's mercy is everything and that He is the cause of all causes and that this material manifestation is not independent from Him. He realizes the material world to be a perverted reflection of spiritual variegatedness and realizes that in everything there is a relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Thus he thinks of everything in relation to Vasudev or Sri Krishna. Such a universal vision of Vasudev precipitates one's full surrender to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna as the highest goal. Such surrendered great souls are very rare. This verse is very nicely explained in the 3rd chapter, verse 14 and 15 of the Svetaswataram Upanishad. Sahasra Sirsa Purusha Sahasrakshah Sahasrapat Sa Bhumim Visvato Vratva Tyatishthad Dasangulam Purusha Evedam Sarvam Yad Bhutam Yaccha Bhavyam Uttam Rustishyano Yad Anenatirohati. Lord Vishnu has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, and thousands of feet, entirely encompassing the whole universe. He still extends beyond it by 10 fingers' breadth. He is in fact this entire universe. He is all that was and all that will be. He is the Lord of immortality and of all that is nourished by food. In the Chandogya Upanishad 5.1.15 it is said, Na vai vako na chakshumshi na strotrani na manam siti achak sate prana iti eva sate prano ya evatani sarvani bhavanti. In the body of a living being, neither the power to speak, nor the power to see, nor the power to hear, nor the power to think is the prime factor. It is the life air which is the center of all activities. Similarly, Lord Vasudev or the personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, is the prime entity in everything. And because Vasudev is all pervading and everything is Vasudev, the devotee surrenders in full knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 7.17 and 11.40.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, what we have seen so far in the 7th chapter, the Bhakti Yoga is starting. Krishna is stressing the importance of doing Bhakti to him. So, and Krishna said that to do the Bhakti, we need to know about Krishna. So, in all the previous verses from 7th chapter 7.1 onwards, Krishna gives that all this material energy, everything is coming from me. He said that I am the water, I am the taste of water, and the heat of and the fire, and the light of the sun. All these things Krishna said, and the fragrance of earth. Krishna is saying everything is coming from me. It's all my energy. So by knowing about Krishna, if it stops there, if you stop there just by knowing about Krishna, there is of no use of that knowledge. That knowledge should make us to serve the Lord, make us to become the servant of the Lord, realize Him, develop that attachment to the Lord. If all that is not happening, there is no point of coming from negative to starting at zero. You have to do something else for that. So you learn that Krishna is everything. Now when you learn that Krishna is everything, everything is coming from Krishna, and we have this eternal relationship with Krishna, we should start that service. And to do that service, there Krishna says that, to explain all these verses, previous verses, Krishna says 4 kinds of people don't come to me. Asuram, Bhava, Masrita, all those people don't come. Like people of demoniac mentality, people of, what are these words? 7.16. Yeah. Chaturvida Bhajantemam Jana. Oh, this is 7.16 is 4 kinds of people who come to him. 7.15 he says that Namam Dushkritino Moda Prapadyante Naradama. Mayaya Paritagnana Asuram Bhava Masrita. These are 4 kinds of people who don't come to Krishna. People who are in illusion. Mayaya Paritagnana, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. And people of this demoniac mentality. And people of this Dushkritino, Muda. Muda is like foolishly people. And the lowest of mankind. All these people, they don't go to Krishna. And then Krishna says, again 4 kinds of people come to me also. Who are those 4 kinds of people? Artho Jignasi Arthatur Gnani. Artha means someone who is a desire of wealth. Oh, I really want some money. I really want this bank balance. I want a nice car, nice bangla. All these different, with the desires, material desires, they go to Krishna. And Krishna said, that's fine, still fine. So, Artho Jignasu. Jignasu means the one who is an inquisitive. They want to know more about Krishna. Who is this Krishna? Why do I need to pray to him? They are inquisitive to know about Krishna. They go to Krishna. And Artharthi. Artharthi means one who is in a desire, distressed. Like we have seen the example of Gajendra. We see example of Gajendra Mokshan comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Gajendra is an elephant. When this elephant legs been caught by a crocodile, he was distressed. And with that distressed condition, Gajendra was praying to the Lord. We all see that. When you need to pass an exam, do you pray much more than you normally do, isn't it, Manisha? We all do. And you really need to know doing a business or going for an interview for an job or thing. Anything important come, you're very distressed condition. We know that our chanting is much better than normal time. We really focus in our chanting that time because we really want Krishna's help. So distressed time also people go to Krishna. So that's Artho Jignasu Arthat Gnani. Gnani is same like inquisitive but with more deeper knowledge. They're really deeply connected to Krishna. And they really want to know more about Krishna. These are the people Jnana. So these 4 kinds of people go to Krishna. But what is Krishna is not saying that, oh, these 4 kinds of people, when they are coming to me, it's not. That is still going to Krishna better than going to the demigods. Because what happens is, if you upcoming these verses, Krishna explains the difference between demigod worship and worship of Krishna. So because what happens, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, please sit down. So when you pray to Krishna, Krishna will, there are 3 types of bhakti. First go into that. So we understood now 4 kinds of people don't go to Krishna and 4 kinds of people who come to Krishna. We all clear with that. So there are 3 kinds of bhakti. One is Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti or Shuddha Bhakti or Akinchana Bhakti. That means pure devotion. They have no material desires at all. They pray to Krishna out of love for Krishna. They do service to Krishna out of love. Not for any material desires. Not to get a name, fame, adoration or any material benefits. No, they have a pure love for Krishna. That is Kevala Bhakti. Okay. And in these 4 kinds of people, Artho, Jignasi, Gnani, Artharthi, these are, it's called Guni Bhuta Bhakti. These are Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. These are mixed Bhakti. We have some devotion there, but at the same time we have want some material desires also fulfilled. This is called Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. What is it Pradhani Bhuta means? The Bhakti is prominent, but it's been mixed with little bit of material desires. Everyone understand? Kevala Bhakti is a pure devotion. Okay, there's no motives, no desires. It's unalloyed Bhakti. This Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, it's an alloyed there. Alloy is a mixture of different metals you mix. That's called an alloy. So a Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti's main ingredient of that is Bhakti. And then sub-ingredients are these vancha, desires. All these desires are the other ingredients. So this is Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. And the other one is called Guni Bhuta Bhakti. Guni Bhuta Bhakti is also an alloy. But where in Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, Bhakti is prominent. But in Guni Bhuta Bhakti, the desires are prominent. They have little Bhakti. Is everyone clear? So these are 3 kinds of Bhakti. What are they? Kevala Bhakti, Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti and Gunibhuta Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti is a pure devotion. Pradhanibhuta Bhakti, Bhakti is prominent, a little bit of material desire. Gunibhuta Bhakti, desires are prominent, little bit of Bhakti. We all see that, isn't it? Because I'll tell you an example of pure Bhakti is like cooking mainly for Krishna. Oh, what does really Krishna like to eat? Maybe Krishna likes this butter, Krishna likes sweets, Krishna like this. So cooking with the intention to only to please Krishna. It's not that, oh, I want to eat this, that's why I'm cooking, not like that. Purely cooking for Krishna, for his, to please Krishna's senses. That is for that. That's Kevala Bhakti. Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti, you have met it, you know that, okay, I really don't want, I need to eat something, but to survive, we all need to eat something, isn't it? So your desire is not that I really want to eat chapati today, I'm making chapati. No, I want to feed Krishna, I'm making chapati. But you have a little bit of instead of should I make chapati or puri? Maybe I make chapati because I like it little bit chapati more better for my health. So your bhakti is there, you're cooking purely for Krishna, a little bit of your own thing you're looking at. And Gunibhuta Bhakti is, okay, I really want to eat today jalebi, I'm making jalebi. Anyhow, I'm making jalebi, okay, give one jalebi to Krishna. That is Gunibhuta Bhakti. So these are three kinds of bhakti there. So even like with these desires also it comes, you come to Krishna, Krishna says all these people are magnanimous, Krishna says. Whoever come to me without any desires or with desires, all these people are magnanimous. Because what happens is when you go to Krishna, even with desires, slowly all your desires will be purified. And you come to the stage of Kevala Bhakti or Akinchana Bhakti. So that's why Krishna, going to Krishna is better than going to anyone else. Even with the desires, that's fun. There's a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, you can repeat after me. What is that verse? There's no akam, you can all repeat. Akamo sarva kamo va.
Akamo sarva kamo va.
Moksha kama udarati.
Moksha kama udarati.
Tivrena bhakti yogena.
Tivrena bhakti yogena.
Yajeta purusham padam.
Yajeta purusham padam.
So what is this verse saying? Akamo. Kama means desire. Akama means no desire. If you have no desire, or sarva kama, full of material desires, or moksha kama, the desire of liberation, all these people can go to akamo sarva kamo moksha kama udharati. Tivrena bhakti yogena. So all these people can do Tivra Bhakti. To whom? Yajeta Purusham Padam. Who is Param Purusha? That is Krishna or Vishnu. Param Purusham. So all, if you have no desires, if you are full of desires, or if you are desirer of liberation, all these people can do Bhakti to Krishna. So that's the verse says, okay. So now out of these previous verses, Krishna said 4 kinds of people come to me. Out of these 4 kinds of people, okay. Out of these 4 kinds of people, who is the topmost? Krishna says? Jnani. Krishna says Jnani is dearer to me. Because why? When we say Artho means material of wealth or properties, you go to Krishna. The inquisitive is a little bit, I want to know about Krishna. Or Artharth is out of distressed condition, you're praying to Krishna. But Jnani don't have any of these things, all these material desires. But Jnani purely prays to Krishna to know more knowledge about Krishna. And Krishna says, this Jnani is so much dear to me. He is dear to me as much as myself, Krishna says. We see the Jnanis, they really want to know more about Krishna. And Krishna says, this Jnani is dear to me as much as myself. So why, but you might be thinking, if Jnani is dear to Krishna as much as myself, I don't know, Anumatra is messaging something in the group. Can someone check the group?
Yeah, I checked it. She said she can't attend the whole class because
No
she has
worries.
to be calling.
That's one. So Jnani is dear to Krishna. Krishna says that this Jnani is equal to me as much of myself. But you might be thinking, then what happens to this Kevala Bhakta? Because Jnani is still in that Pradhani Bhuta Bhakti. What about Kevala Bhakta then? Who is a pure devotee? Then Krishna says that this pure devotees, I like this pure devotee more than myself. That much Krishna is so magnanimous that he gives away himself to the pure devotee. To the Jnani, he says that he is as much dear as myself. I like him as much as myself.
The
But
example is Prahlad Maharaj, and you can tell some.
Yeah. So just like these four kinds of people, whenever all these people, when they are doing a devotion to Krishna, so we should understand that sometimes Krishna gives away everything. Some devotees we see they are really rich, very prosperous, all the things they have in life. Some people Krishna takes away everything. Why does Krishna does it? Because Krishna's main intention is to purify this person. Purify this person. Some people, like we see the example of Bali Maharaj. What happens to Bali Maharaj? Krishna goes to Bali Maharaj, like in the form of Vamandev, and he takes away everything from Bali Maharaj. Why he takes away everything from Bali Maharaj? Because Bali Maharaj is having a little bit of proud of his wealth. So when Krishna takes away all his wealth, everything to purify him. And where we come to in the form, in the case of Sudama, Sudama is a pure Brahmana and Krishna's friend. And Sudama was having the proud of his renunciation, having the pride of his renunciation. Sudama was not attached to anything. And he was a poor Brahmana. His wife was asking him, oh, you go to your friend Krishna and ask him for this and that. Sudama was a little bit proud of his in renunciation. Then Krishna gives him everything to purify him of that pride. So Krishna's intention is to bring that person close to him. So to make that person, sometimes he can give the things to him or sometimes he can take the things away from him. Krishna knows that. If that person, if I give you so much of your wealth, so much wealth, if you are too much attached to your wealth and you cannot go to Krishna to temple, Krishna don't do that. If someone, he gives that person, Adarsh Prabhu, so much wealth, he utilizes each penny for Krishna and he is not attached to wealth, he knows that whether what kind of person, then he gives him so much of wealth also. So Krishna's intention is to bring that person close to him. So that's why Krishna gives this personalized treatment to everyone. Just like you will have your own personalized trainers. So Krishna gives this personalized treatment to everyone. Based on the person, Krishna reciprocates. Is it clear? Okay, then out of all these people, Krishna said, Jnana is very dear to me. And in the 7.19, what is Krishna saying? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. This is an important verse. Key memorization marks also. Maybe I'll ask everyone, please memorize this verse 7.19. Krishna says that after many, many births, one will come to the stage of this jnani. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan man prapadyate. And what kind of jnani is that? This jnani says that Vasudeva sarvamiti. Vasudeva, Krishna, you are everything. And they surrender to Krishna. This person is very rare. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Durlabha means rare. Sudurlabha means very rare, rarest of rare. So who surrenders to Krishna out of that knowledge, Jnani. And he considers this Jnani after many, many births, he knows that, come to this position that Krishna, Vasudeva, you are everything. And surrender to Krishna. That Jnani is very rare, Krishna is saying. So it's not easy to come to this platform. But we should not give up also that, okay, it's not easy for me. Because if you start at anything little bit, Krishna says, Krishna says? He protects that and gives us. As Krishna says that in our next life, we start with it. As he says in a verse, Neha Vikramanasosti Pratyavayo na vidyate. Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayato mahato bhayat. What Krishna said? Neha Vikramanasati. If you progress little bit in this path of devotion, okay, you progress little bit, whatever that little bit you have progressed, if you end your life at that stage, not 100% you achieved, but if you end your life, what Krishna said, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya. That Swalpa, that little bit will save you from this most dangerous type of fear. How does it say? Because in your next life, you start with that devotion. You 10% you finish, you start with that 10% next life. You definitely take a human birth because animals cannot do that bhakti what a human being can do. So you start with that 10% and progress in that. So that only Krishna can give. Any other demigod cannot do that. Because if you do the demigod worship, Demigods are not eternal. As we see in the Abrahma Bhuvanarloka Punaravartinorchina. Mamupetit Kaunteya Punarjanmana Vidyate. What is Krishna saying? From that Brahmaloka to this lowest of material planet. Because there are 7 planets above the material earth, 7 below the earth. There are 14 planetary systems. From the even Brahmaloka to all these material planets, everything, everyone has to come back again. Because there's not eternal planets. These are all temporary planets. Mamupetyat kaunteya, whoever do devotion to me, Krishna said, Punarjanma na vidyate. You don't take birth again, Krishna said. So that's why come to this platform, we should not to be disheartened that oh, it's very hard after many births it happens. But Prabhupada says that if you have a determination, just like Dhruva Maharaj had the determination, we can achieve Krishna in this lifetime itself. And we should put a goal that okay, I want to achieve Krishna in this lifetime. I want to go back to Krishna. We have to put a goal. Then it happens. Have a desire and pray to Krishna. Have the sincere effort, endeavor, and Krishna will be pleased. Okay. Can we move to 7.20? Please repeat after me. Anyone got any question? All good? Okay. Yeah, please say 7.20. Kamastaistatai Kamastaistair Hritagnyatna Prapadyente Anyadevataha Tam Niyamam Asthaya Prakritya Niyata Swaya. Anyone devotees online would like to read translation and purport?
I will read translation, Mataji. Actually, I am connected in online.
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita.
No worries. Yeah.
Those deprived of discrimination by various desires implied by their particular natures worship the lesser demigods, adapting to the applicable rites and rituals.
Which one you are reading, Sucharita? Is it 7.20?
Yes, Mataji.
ఏ భగవద్గీత
Is it Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita as it is?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. Okay, it's different to us. Anyone else? Mahendra Prabhu, you want to read 7.20 translation? It's different to the book we have.
Same.
Yes, I have a.
Is it same as? No, not this.
Looks same.
Okay. Anyone else here you would like to read? So Sabina want to read? Okay.
Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures.
Yeah, please.
Purport.
Just be little loud, Sabina.
Purport. Who are freed from all material contaminations, surrender unto the Supreme Lord and engage in his devotional service. As long as the material contamination is not completely washed off, they are by nature non-devotees. But even those who have material desires and who resort to the Supreme Lord are not so much attracted by the external nature. Because of approaching the right goal, they soon become free from all material lust. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is recommended that whether one is a pure devotee and is free from all material desires, or is full of material desires, or desires liberation from material contamination, he should in all cases surrender to Vasudeva and worship him, as stated in the Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Less intelligent people who have lost their spiritual sense take shelter of demigods for immediate fulfillment of material desires. Generally, such people do not go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because they are in the lower modes of the nature, ignorance and passion, and therefore worship various demigods. Following the rules and regulations of worship, they are satisfied. The worshippers of demigods are motivated by small desires and do not know how to reach the supreme goal. But the devotee of Supreme Lord is not misguided. Because in Vedic literature, there are recommendations for worshipping different gods for different purposes. Example, a diseased man is recommended to worship the sun. Those who are not devotees of the Lord think that for certain purposes demigods are better than the Supreme Lord. But a pure devotee can know that the Supreme Lord Krishna is the master of all. In the Chaitanya Karimantra Adi 5.142, as it is said,
Charitamrita.
Charitamrita,
Hmm.
as it is said, Akele Isavara Krishna Ara Sabha Vratya, only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is master and all others are servants. Therefore, a pure devotee never goes to demigods for satisfaction of his material needs. He depends on the Supreme Lord, and the pure devotee is satisfied with whatever he gives.
Yeah, thank you, Sabina. So what is Krishna is saying here? 7.20, isn't it? Yeah. People of less intelligent. Those who are 7.20, those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires, surrender unto demigods and follow particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature. So people praise to like Durga, Kali, people goes to Ganesha, people go to Indra, Chandra, Varuna, all these are demigods. All these people they go because of this material desires. I want this. If people want good health, they pray to sun god. And people want good wife, they pray to good wife, good husband, they pray to Lord Shiva and Uma. And then people want to good education, they go to Goddess Saraswati. For all these material desires, they go to demigods. But what happens is Krishna is saying those whose intelligence been stolen by material because they are full of material desire. Of this material to fulfill their material desire, they go into the demigods. But what happens is even Krishna says that whatever these demigods, whatever you get from demigods, that's been given by Krishna only. Demigods cannot do anything by themselves. Just like you go to Prime Minister and Prime Minister's PA is there, you go to PA, Prime Minister's assistant. Can Prime Minister's PA do anything of independent of himself? It's all indirectly coming from Prime Minister only. Prime Minister is the one who gives all that, got all that powers. So Krishna is the only one who is giving these powers to these demigods also. So that's why if you go to demigods and pray to worship demigods, the demigods will embarrass in front of Krishna. Because they suggest us to worship Krishna, who is their worshipable God, Lord also. Demigods themselves get these powers from Krishna, and to the person whoever is determined to worship the demigod, that determination also coming from Krishna only. Because as we seen in the previous verses, everything is coming from Krishna only. Nothing exists without the Lord, without Lord. So demigods are getting the powers from Krishna only, and the worshippers also getting that power to worship the demigods from Krishna only. So that's why it's a less intelligence. Krishna says Alpamedasa. Less intelligent people worship demigods. Because Krishna, if you go to Krishna, Krishna also fulfills all the material desires. As he says in the verse, Akamo Sarvakamo. Everything, anything you want, the best thing is to do is go to Krishna. If you go to Krishna, Krishna gives everything. Road, I think someone is there. Hold both the things together. Hare Krishna, please come. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Please come. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for coming. I forgot your name actually.
Deepika.
Deepika, nice. You can come here, Deepika. Yeah. Deepika, maybe come this way. Prabhu is sitting there. Thank you, Anushka.
Mataji, I have a question actually. As you said, right?
Someone give them Bhagavad Gita if you have Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, I have it.
You
I
have?
got it.
Good, good girl. 7.20 verse, 7.20, yeah. Yeah, yes, Prabhu, Varun, Prabhu.
In Hindu mythology, okay, we know, right? Fire. There are multiple demigods. Okay, if we have to,
Just be loud, they can
Yeah,
also
yeah.
hear the question.
for example,
329?
fire is one of the god, right? We
Yeah,
ask
fire god, yeah.
right? And if someone is reading something, okay, or might we want some knowledge, Saraswati is another, right? So what is wrong actually if someone is reading, right, and doing Saraswati puja? What is wrong with that? Nothing, right? Because ultimately the goal is that once we get the knowledge, right, it will help us to achieve better path, right? So,
Yes, but instead of praying to Saraswati, you go to Krishna. Krishna can give you that knowledge also. And you go pray to Hayagriva. You see in our temple there, you can see the form of Hayagriva on the top there, above Lakshmi Narasimha Swami. That's Hayagriva. Hayagriva is an incarnation of Lord Krishna only. Vishnu only comes in the form of Hayagriva to protect all these Vedas. When the Vedas have been stolen by demon, Krishna comes in the form of Hayagriva.
I'm getting the point. We can go, okay, but what's wrong?
What is different? The difference
What
in
is the difference actually?
yeah, the difference is when you go to demigods, they give the desire, your desires will be fulfilled. Okay,
Yes.
but they are not looking of your eternal benefits. But if you go to Krishna, Krishna will fulfill your desires. Along with fulfilling your desires, Krishna slowly purifies your heart, and that will be eternally beneficial for you.
If you see, right, in Mahabharata also, right, someone went to Krishna. Krishna also took, I think, Lord Hanuman helps. If you see on the flag, right, on
Yeah,
the flag,
Hanuman,
Hanuman was sitting above
yeah.
that, right? So there is always some relevance for certain things, right? If you have to get that particular result, for example, Saraswati is for puja, right? A particular knowledge. For example, certain things like brahmacharya is for if you go to Lord Hanuman, right, you get more there, right? The kind of things. So I'm not saying nothing is wrong. Nothing is wrong actually to go to directly Krishna, right? And you can achieve that thing with other demigods.
But that's the difference. What I said, you told is that if you go to demigods, they're fulfilling your desires, but you're staying stagnant there only. You get more and more desires, you're staying there. You're not eternally getting benefited. Your desires are getting fulfilled, you're more and more involved in those desires only. But if you go to Krishna, your desires are fulfilled, and also your eternal benefit. Eternally, you're getting benefit also by purifying your heart. So what happened? I'll tell you. The difference is Hanuman pray, and all these demigods we can go. Like Hanuman is a pure devotee of the Lord.
Correct.
Okay, Hanuman is a pure devotee of the Lord. So praying to Hanuman, he'll obviously direct you to Krishna only.
Correct.
So that's why what we need to do is go to demigods, but don't say to demigod that oh you're like go to Indra Chanda. You don't tell him that you're the supreme Lord. You're equal to Lord Krishna. Don't say. You go to demigod with this mood that demigods are also servants of the Lord. Because who are these demigods? They have all been appointed by Krishna or Vishnu to run this material universe, to run the universes. So they are the servants of the Lord. And we should never ever disrespect demigods. Always give the proper respects to them. But you go to them also in a mood that, oh Lord, Indra or Chandra, Varuna or Ganesha, you are the servant of the Lord. You are doing such a good service to the Lord. Please bless me so that give me more Krishna Bhakti, so that I can serve Lord Krishna with a pure heart. In this mood, approaching demigods, nothing wrong.
Okay.
But approaching demigods for material benefits, that will keep you more and more in the material.
That's what I said, right? If we go to Saraswati Mata, right, for knowledge, right? Knowledge is nothing. It's you cannot define knowledge. Knowledge is something like which can, as Krishna is saying, right? If someone is coming with pure knowledge to me, right, and
that's
doing devotion to me,
yeah.
totally surrendering to me, that
is good.
That is the lowest
Yeah.
one to me, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Nothing is wrong, right? If we do prayer to demigods, right, for certain things, that's what I want.
Yeah. If you go, nothing wrong. If you go to pray to demigods and ask for Krishna Bhakti, ask something which you can be utilized in the service of the Lord, that is nothing wrong. But if you want to fulfill only, but even to that also you can go to Krishna. It's just like you understand, it is called Vyabichara Bhakti. Vyabichara means a prostitute. What does a prostitute does? Prostitute go to anyone for any matter. But if you are a sincere devotee of the Lord, if you want anything, you know that Krishna is my for everything. He can fulfill all my material, spiritual desires. He'll take care of me everything. Then you do bhakti to the Krishna with that mood. It is good because you know that Krishna is on everything. Krishna can fulfill all that material desires. Krishna can will give you wealth, health, prosperity, everything. Why you need to go to someone else and ask that?
Mataji.
And then that makes Krishna feel that he's just like a wife is there. If wife go to husband for everything, how do you feel? Or if wife goes to someone else, that okay, you feel that. Do you think that I'm important? I cannot give you
Wife
that.
can go to parents even, right? Like it's not like only one person she has
Yes,
to
but
go.
Krishna,
They can,
but
wife
Krishna
can-
is a mother, father, husband, parent,
That's
everything.
what, yeah, I totally understand. But what I mean, demigods have certain things which can help us to achieve Krishna in better way. That's what I was saying. Nothing much.
They don't have anything other than special than Krishna have got. They got, that's been, as I said earlier, that those powers also been given by Krishna only. But if someone is approaching the demigods in a mood that give me Krishna Bhakti or give me something which I'm going to utilize in Krishna's service, that is fine. No problem. Okay?
Mataji, like we are praying to, when we start the prayer, we are giving obeisance to all the gurus. If we do that, I mean, if only Krishna can give it directly, I can directly go to Krishna and bypass all the gurus. But
Good question, Prabhu. Because in the temple also we do everyday Guru Puja. Okay. Every morning we do Guru Puja. In the morning Mangalarti, we do Shiksha, Guru Astakam, Guru Vandana prayers all. The difference between a Guru and a demigod is, we need to understand it. Gurus, all these Gurus, they are the pure devotees of the Lord. They don't have any material desires. But whereas these demigods, who will take birth as a demigod? They are not a pure devotee of the Lord. They have some material desire. They want to enjoy. Indra, we see so many stories. What does Indra want to do? Indra want to enjoy the kingdom. Indra want to be enjoyed as the king of the demigods. So the people with the material desires, they become these demigods. So difference between a pure devotee worship and a demigod worship is different. So you go to Guru, does Guru will ask you for, if you go to my Guru Maharaj there, does my Guru Maharaj ask me anytime how much you're earning, what you're doing, what is this, what is that? He always asks, how is your bhakti going? How is your sadhana going? Are you chanting properly? So Guru is always direct us to Krishna only. But whereas these demigods, as they are not pure devotees of the Lord, if you go to them and ask them pure bhakti, Krishna bhakti, they are happy, they do it because their Krishna is their master. But if you go to them and ask them something else, materially engaging you more and more, they will give you that also because they are not worried about your well-being. I'll tell you one example is that a mother and father there, okay, and grandparents are there. Mother and father, the child asks chocolate, does your son, you give so many chocolates every day? You give one chocolate. You say that if you take more chocolate, your teeth will spoil. But whereas grandparents, they say, it's okay, give it to him. Who is more? Because grandparents is, they're temporarily looking at the child's benefit, child's happiness. But whereas mother and father looks at the child's eternal well-being. So like that, Krishna is our eternal father. Krishna looks after our eternal well-being. But whereas demigods, they don't care about our eternal well-being, what is good for us in long run. They just give us temporary. Okay, you're really praying to me? You're doing austerities to me? I'll give it to you. There's a prayer, there's a verse in, okay, maybe I can tell that after this. Okay. Any question to Adesh? Got a question?
Mataji, in the previous chapters we have said that desire is the root cause of all unhappiness,
That's true. Good.
sadness, everything.
Yes.
It's the desire.
Mm.
And now in these verses we are seeing that God says that even if you come with desires, I am happy to fulfill them. So what is having desire?
Because Prabhu, that's a good question actually, very good question, Prabhu. Because what happens is a teacher is there in the classroom, okay? Not everyone is a 100% first class student. You'll have a second class student, you'll have a third class student, you'll be just passing students also there. So what Krishna is saying is, not having a desire is a wonderful thing. If you really, that's why Krishna said, who says it Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Samahatma Sudurlabha. That person, kind of person who says Vasudeva Sarvamiti, Krishna is everything, that kind of person is very rare. Because if you have a class, you'll have one or two distinctions. But so many people, or in it, there's 50% who will be hardly passing. So Krishna is saying even that person, child who is hardly passing also, who is having full of desires also, if they come to me, it is still good, because Krishna gives the desires and slowly bring that child to the first class student. Slowly he'll purify his desires and bring him to a without desire person. That answers your question? Yeah. That's what Krishna, praying to Krishna is different to praying to the demigod. Is it clear for everyone? Any questions? I know demigod worship people will have a lot of questions. Why we should not pray to demigod? Because we are all coming from an Indian background where we have a lot of demigods. You go to Tuesday, you go to Hanuman. Monday, you go to Lord Shiva. Wednesday, you go to, I don't know, Saraswati or whatever.
Sometimes,
every day you go to one temple.
if you don't go with a desire and still go to the temple and give
Yes.
your obeisance to
Nothing wrong. That is a good thing, wonderful thing. Prabhupada says that you give respect to all the demigods.
It doesn't
Because they
mean-
are the servants of the Lord. But you go to the demigod, don't tell them that, oh, you are more than Krishna. That is not good. Go to the demigod saying that you are the servant of the Lord. And I'm coming, you ask you only Krishna Bhakti to the demigod. That is good thing.
It doesn't mean I don't have desire. I have material desire.
You have all the desires,
But
say to
I
Krishna
don't
every
go
day.
and pray to demigod for those things.
Yes.
But I pay my obeisance and come.
Yes, very good thing, Prabhu. If you go to demigods, pay your respects to them and ask them for Krishna Bhakti. Give me more Krishna Bhakti. But if you have desires, or say all your desires to Krishna.
Mataji, I just want to add
Also,
some.
Mataji. Okay.
No,
After
you
that.
say first.
You say Sucharita, okay, you say.
Yeah, actually, my question was like in Ramayanam, Krishna is one form of Rama, where after Ravana, that thing, Ramji will pray to Mahadev, no? Like he will do Abhishekam and ask for sorry because he has done Brahmana Hatya.
Yeah.
To take off that sin, he worships Mahadev.
Yeah, lot of people get misguided with this. They think that Lord Vishnu and Krishna and Rama, they are Krishna and Shiva, they are the same. It's in that. Because Lord Ramachandra only prays to Shivji, because Shiva is a pure Vaishnava. Krishna is always happy to, as Krishna said in the, before what he said, this Jnani is as dear to as myself. And a pure devotee, I give myself to that pure devotee much more than me. Okay, so he worships only Lord Shiva. So it is because Lord Shiva is such a pure Vaishnava and very hard to understand Shiva Tattva. There are 4 things very hard to understand us, because so much deeper I can go about Shiva Tattva, but it confuses us more. Okay, we see different forms of we hear Shiva, Rudra, Shambhu. They all are different to each other. There are about 11 Rudras. Shiva is different. Shambhu is different. Sadashiva is different. Sadashiva is in the spiritual planet, Vaikuntha Loka. Sadashiva resides. Shiva is different. Shiva is in the material planet. So all these 4 things are different. So that's why there are 4 things, 4 tattvas are very hard. One is Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva is very hard. You go to Guru, Guru will give different instruction to you, Guru will give different instruction to Swapna Prabhu. Why is this? Because Guru knows what is your ability. He knows that this girl cannot perform much. And if I tell you do 16 rounds every day, it's going to be hard for her. So Guru tells her, okay, can you do 4 rounds? Okay, do 4 rounds every day, chanting of every day. And he knows that Swapna Prabhu can go a little bit, stretch himself.
16.
So tell him 64 rounds. Okay, good.
Hypothetical, it's not real.
So that's why we should not say that, oh, why is Guru giving instruction to her different mark? The specific instruction they give to different people. Because you know that this person is already struggling. If I tell her to do 16 and she don't do 16, she'll have offense to not following the Guru's order also. Guru don't want to put the disciple in that situation. That's why it's hard to understand Guru Tattva, Shiva Tattva, Radha Tattva. These are very hard to understand. Okay. So I'll tell you one verse, you can all repeat it. If you have your phones, you can
even
say.
in the living nowadays, even hard to understand wife and husband, children, all these. Who will understand?
Yeah.
Even though they are in the relation for 20 years, it's very hard to sometimes.
Yep. So that's why it is
Just
said that
general
it is an offense to treat that Lord Shiva and Krishna are the same. It is an offense because Shivji always chant the name of Lord Vishnu, Ramachandra. He always do meditate on Ramachandra. He is always, when you see the form of Lord Shivji, he is sitting on meditation pose. But if you see Krishna, is he meditating on anyone? He is happy, he is playing his flute and enjoying.
Mataji,
Yes, your
I want to
question?
add, yeah, actually, I want to make a comment. Before this chapter 7, we had chapter 6, which is Dhyan Yoga. You talked about 8, I'm just coming to the same point, 8 Ashtanga Yoga.
Yeah, Ashtanga.
So
Yama,
basically, what I think is basically we have Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, then Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, right? All that, right? So basically, I think if we focus on one, it's much easier because if we focus on many, then the concentration will not happen.
Yes.
So my understanding, what I think is basically if we focus on one deity, one god, one mantra, one guru, then
it's always good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very good thing, bro. That's like what. That's what I'm saying. In the temple in India, what do the people go? People go to every day different demigods. Monday they go to Shiva, Tuesday Hanuman, Wednesday Ganesha or someone, and then Thursday Sai Baba. Friday they go to any Devi temple, Lakshmi Devi or Durga Devi. Saturday they go to Balaji or Krishna. Every day different temple they go. You do it nicely. You understand that when Krishna is everything, Krishna is giving everything to us. Pray to Krishna. He will fulfill all your desires.
But if we go to this temple,
Also, Mataji, saying Krishna, whichever god we worship, is also the best thing, no?
What is that?
Like while we are worshipping whichever the god it is, seeing Krishna and praying is the best thing, I guess. Like if I'm doing for Mahadev, I'm looking at Mahadev, but inside my heart, I'm thinking about Krishna. Because everything is Krishna, whatever form we see.
Then why don't you look at Krishna only?
Yeah, that is also correct. Like we have multiple gods, no? So whomever we see, if we believe that all are one and we are only praying for one
Okay.
God in one.
All are one is not again the correct thing, because if you say all are one, if you go to Prime Minister and his PA standing next to him, you say that you all are one. Prime Minister will be offended and the PA will be offended too. PA will be embarrassed.
You can say ministers.
Whoever the minister will say, he'll be embarrassed also. Oh my God, how can you say in front of my boss that I am equal to my boss? Okay, so I understand your point that look Krishna in everywhere and everyone, but everyone has their own designations. Okay, you understand that everyone's designation, okay, you are all the servants of the Lord, and you go to them and pay respects to the demigod, pay respects to Shiva, and ask Shivaji that, okay, you please give me Krishna Bhakti, he'll be much more happy to you. Because you go to Guru and ask Krishna, the Guru is always happy. So, as you're saying about Lord Shiva, I want to say this is a Rudra Gita. There's a verse in Srimad Bhagavad, 4th canto, because these prachetas praying to Lord Shiva so much. Prachetas, when you pray to Lord Krishna so much with it, they were even cutting their flesh, putting in, they're praying so much Vritasura. We see the Vritasura story, like Bhasmasura, who puts the, what does the Vritasura do? Yes, he prayed, he was cutting his flesh and offering it to Lord Shiva, and he was doing so much of austerity. Then Shivji comes to him. He said, what do you want? Why are you doing all these things? Then he said, if I want a benediction, I want a boon. What boon he asked? If I put my hand on anyone's head, that person should turn into ashes. Then Lord Shiva says, okay, that's fine, I'll give you that benediction. Then he give him that benediction, okay, whoever put. Then what his Vritasura does it? He wanted to test the spawn on Lord Shiva himself. So that's the material, that intelligence is like that. That's low, the intelligence is like that. So that's why Krishna says that the best thing is to do is go to the demigods also, but ask for only Krishna Bhakti. You don't need to even go to the demigods, but if you by chance, you definitely pay your respects. So Lord Shiva even sings Rudra Gita in Prachet in 4th canto, you see. If you have your phones, you can type in your phone, Srimad Bhagavatam, SB 4.24.28. 4.24.28.
Mataji, one last question. I know it's
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, when we come from different parts of the world, we have our own cultural connection to deities also.
Definitely.
So, for example, I come from Mumbai, and we worship Lord Ganesha,
So much,
and I cannot imagine a year without not worshipping Lord Ganesha. Just not even if I like do Krishna consciousness full time.
Yeah.
But
You
that's
you worship
When the
Ganesha,
time
but
comes,
asking for Krishna.
Veda based.
428.
like the Bengalis, they do Durga Puja. They can't imagine doing something beyond that.
You actually don't need to do all that, but if you're connected to that, you want to do it, but ask for Krishna Bhakti.
Swapnil, I also come from a country where they meditate upon a demigod of the drinking.
Yeah.
What this whole conversation is like, if you worship Krishna, all of the demigods will be happy.
Yeah.
They'll all be happy. Like if you worship the fridge, all the shelves will.
Yeah, but it takes some time. That's what he said. It takes some time because you're coming from that background. Every year he worshipped Ganesha. It takes him some time to come to that stage. But that's fine. You pray to Krishna and pray whenever there's an opportunity, chance you have to do Ganesh Puja, do the Ganesh Puja. But ask Ganesha, please give me Krishna Bhakti. So slowly you come to that stage. All these things will be purified. It has to come naturally. You cannot force things.
Yeah. In
So-
summary, we can go to the demigods. Your desires fulfilled. That's okay. But again, multiple desires comes. That's never ends.
And never ending.
You
That's
know?
why better to go
You
to
have a
Krishna.
car. Then again, you need a very luxurious car. Then again, something you want, house you want, children you want. You want some gold you want. Like so many things. There is a life goes on. It is like no satisfaction at all. Even you look for happiness. There is no happiness at all in all those material desires. If you go to demigods, they can fulfill you, but there is no chance of knowing what exactly we are living the purpose.
So we don't get purified. We are not getting purified of our desires.
Purpose of life is not asking, desires and fulfill desires and multiple desires. This is not the life to end like this. Somewhere we have to stop. What actually the purpose of the life is, who we are, how we wanted to connect to the Lord. We wanted to get out of these problems like life, like birth, death, old age, disease. This is the common problems. You want to take birth again, going cycle, all these things, like going birth again, die and take the birth. We don't want to do all these things. If you are intelligent, you can understand what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Then we can learn those things. We can apply in our life, so that the desire should be less and less when you get into the end of your life. Then we can connect more to the Lord.
And the point is, we don't know when the end of the life, so we should be prepared now.
Yes, Prabhu. Now what we are enjoying because of the past karma, like what we done in the previous, that's what we are enjoying the fruit. Otherwise we are not, we don't know exactly the future is. If you do some good pious activities, at least in the future we can guarantee as a human life and we can continue the bhakti.
Yeah, so the point is, demigod worship Krishna is Alpamedasa, it's a less intelligence. So because why it is a difference between the demigod? If you go to demigod, the desires will be fulfilled, but you are not purified. If you go to Krishna, desires are fulfilled and you are slowly purified, come to the stage of no desires, come to the stage of Shuddha Bhakti, Akinchan Bhakti, which will be helpful. So if you can put on, because what Lord Shiva says to Prachetas, I will hear. So go to, put in your phone SB 4.24.28. 4.24.28 SB. And go to the Veda base one. 4.24.28.
SB space 4.24.28.
Yeah. I think you put it in the group, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Click on that Veda base link. Okay, please repeat. Is everyone ready? Please read on that. Okay, you can repeat after me. Yeparam Brahma Sakshat Triguna Jiva Samjinat Triguna Jiva Samjinitat
Bhagavantam Vasudevam
Bhagavatam Vasudevam
Prapannasa Priyo Hime.
Prapannasa Priyo Hime.
Okay, who would like anyone like to read translation? You want to read Deepika?
I won't.
Okay.
Because I couldn't find it itself.
I'll read Mataji.
Okay, Sucheta.
I got it.
No, I did not get it
Translation.
actually.
Lord Shiva
Okay,
continued.
listening.
Any person who is surrendered. Am I reading the correct only?
Yes.
Any person who is surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the controller of everything, material, nature, as well as the living entity, is actually very dear to me.
Okay, please repeat one more time. Yeah.
Lord Shiva continued. Any person who is surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the controller of everything, material nature as well as the living entity, is actually very dear to me.
That's Lord Shiva is saying. Anyone, whoever prays to Lord Krishna or surrender to Krishna, they are dear to me. So if you want to become dear to Lord Shiva, you do this bhakti to Krishna. Lord Shiva is happy. That's Lord Shiva himself saying to Pracheta. Yeah, please read the purport too.
Now Lord Shiva explains the reason he has personally come before the princess.
Yeah.
It is because all the princes are devotees of Lord Krishna, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 7:19.
Same where what we are reading, Bahunam Janmanamante, Jnanavan Mam
Bahunam Janmanamte, Jnanavan Mam
Prapadyate,
Prapadyate, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Lord Shiva is rarely seen by common men. And similarly, a person who is fully surrendered onto Vasudeva, Krishna, is also very rarely seen because a person who is fully surrendered onto the Supreme Lord is very rare. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Consequently, Lord Shiva came especially to see the Prachetas because they were fully surrendered onto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. Vasudeva is also mentioned in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam in the mantra Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Since Vasudeva is the ultimate truth, Lord Shiva openly proclaims that one who is a devotee of Lord Vasudeva, who is surrendered to Lord Krishna, is actually very dear to me. Lord Vasudeva, Krishna, is worshipable not only by ordinary living entities but by the demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and others. Yam Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Marutaha, Stuvanti,
Stanvanti Divyai
Divyai,
Savai.
Savai. Bhagavad 12:13:1. Krishna is worshipped by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Varuna, Indra, Chandra, and also other demigods. That is also the situation with a devotee. Indeed, one who takes Krishna consciousness immediately becomes very dear to anyone who is simply finding out the beginning to understand what Krishna consciousness actually is. Similarly, all the demigods are also trying to find out who is actually surrendered to Lord Vasudeva because the princes are surrendered to Vasudeva. Lord Shiva willingly came forth to see them. Lord Vasudeva or Krishna is described in Bhagavad Gita as Purushottama. Actually, he is the enjoyer, Purusa, and the supreme Uttama as well. He is the enjoyer of everything, the Prakriti and the Purusha, being influenced by the three modes of material nature. The living entity tries to dominate material nature, but actually he is not Purusha, enjoyer, but Prakriti. As described in Bhagavad Gita 7:5, Apareyam itas ta anyam prakritim vidhi me param. Thus, the jiva or living entity is actually Prakriti or the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord. Being associated with the material energy, he tries to lord it over the material nature. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:7. Mamaivam जीवलोके जीवभूत सनातनः मनस्सप्तानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति. The living entity in the conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which includes the mind. By endeavoring to dominate material nature, the living entity simply struggles hard of existence. Indeed, he struggles so hard to enjoy himself that he cannot even enjoy the material resources. Thus, he is sometimes called Prakriti or Jiva, for he is situated in the marginal potency. When the living entity is covered with the three modes of material nature, he is called Jiva Samjinita. There are two kinds of living entities. One is called
Kshera and Akshara.
Kshara and other is Akshara. Kshara refers to who have fallen down and becomes conditioned, and Akshara refers to who are not conditioned. The vast majority of living entity live in the spiritual world and are called Akshara. They are in the position of Brahman, pure spiritual existence. They are different from those who have been conditioned by the three modes of material nature. Being above the Ksara and Akshara, Lord Krishna Vasudeva is described in Bhagavad Gita 15:18 as Purushottama. The impersonalist may say that Vasudeva is the impersonal Brahman, but actually the impersonal Brahman is subordinate to Krishna, as also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 14:27, Brahmanohi Pratistaham. That Krishna is the source of impersonal Brahman is also confirmed in Brahma Samhita. Yasya Prabhavato Jagananda Koti. The impersonal Brahman is nothing but the effluence or bodily rays of Krishna. And in those bodily rays, there are innumerable universe floating. Thus, in all respects, Vasudeva, Krishna, is the Supreme Lord, and Lord Shiva, is very satisfied with those who are completely surrendered to him. Complete surrender is desired by Krishna, as he indicates in the last chapter of Bhagavad Gita 18:66, Sarva Dharma Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. The word Saksat means directly is very significant. There are many so-called devotees, but actually there are only Karmis and Jananis. Jnanis. For they are directly devotees of Lord Krishna. The Karmis sometimes offer the results of their activities to Lord Vasudeva, and this offering is called
Karmarpanam.
These are considered to be fruitive activities for the Karmis. Consider Lord Vishnu to be one of the demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. Because they consider Lord Vishnu to be one of the same level in the demigods, they contend that surrendering to the demigods is as good as surrendering onto Vasudeva. This contention is denied herein because if we were true, Lord Shiva would have said that surrender onto him, Lord Vasudeva, Vishnu or Brahma in the same. However, Lord Shiva does not say this because he himself surrenders onto Vasudeva. And whoever else surrenders onto Vasudeva is very, very dear to him. This is expressed herein openly. The conclusion is that a devotee of Lord Shiva is not dear to Lord Shiva, but a devotee of Lord Krishna is very dear to Lord Shiva.
Thank you, Sucharita. It's a nice verse, isn't it? This is a part of Rudra Gita. Lord Shiva sings Rudra Gita to Prachetas. Because wherein Lord Shiva is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, he explains here that whoever surrendered to Lord Krishna, whoever do worship of Lord Krishna, they are very dear to me. And how that surrendering process is given by Krishna? Krishna says that Sarvadharman Parityajna Mamekam Sharanam Raj. Mam Ekam is the only. Whoever thinks that everything, abandon all kinds of religion. All kinds of religion means worshipping all kinds of demigod worship, all this, everything you abandon and surrender to me that I am the only source, shelter of them. That person, that surrendering is a complete surrendering to Lord Krishna. And that surrendering is so much dear to Krishna and Lord Shiva also. So that is here Lord Shiva says to Prachetas. Is everyone clear with the demigod worship? Maybe we can say one more word. This is all similar verses. Okay, please repeat after me. 7.21. Sucharita got a question? All good? Okay, good. 7.21. Yo yo yam tanum bhakta. Shraddhayarchitam ichchati. Tasya chalam shraddham. Tam eva vidadhamai aham. Tam eva vidadhamyaham. Okay, anyone like to read the translation? 7.21. Marinta, okay.
I'm in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigod, I make his faith study so that he can devote himself to that particular deity.
Please read the purpose.
God has given independence to everyone. Therefore, if a person desires to have material enjoyment and wants very sincerely to have such facilities from the material demigods, the Supreme Lord, as Super Soul in everyone's heart, understands and gives facilities to such persons. As the Supreme Father of all living entities, he does not interfere with their independence, but gives all facilities so that they can fulfill their material desires. Some may ask why the all-powerful God gives facilities to the living entities for enjoying this material world, and so lets them fall into the trap of the illusionary energy. The answer is that if the Supreme Lord as Super Soul does not give such facilities, then there is no meaning to independence. Therefore, he gives everyone full independence, whatever one likes, but his ultimate instruction we find in the Bhagavad Gita. One should give up all other engagements and fully surrender unto him. That will make man happy. Both the living entity and the demigods are subordinate to the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the living entity cannot worship the demigod by his own desire, nor can the demigod bestow an benediction without the supreme will. As it is said, not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Generally, persons who are distressed in the material world go to the demigods, as they are advised in the Vedic literature. A person wanting some particular thing may worship such and such a demigod. For example, a diseased person is recommended to worship the sun god. A person wanting education may worship the goddess of learning, Saraswati. And a person wanting a beautiful wife may worship the goddess of Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. In this way, there are recommendations in the Shastras, Vedic scriptures, for different modes of worship of different demigods. And because a particular living entity wants to enjoy a particular material facility, the Lord inspires him with a strong desire to achieve that benediction from the particular demigod, and so he successfully receives the benediction. the particular mode of devotional ranged by the Supreme Lord. The demigods cannot infuse the living entities with such an affinity, but because he is the Supreme Lord or Super Soul, who is present in the hearts of all living entities, Krishna gives impetus to man who worship certain demigods. The demigods are actually different parts of the universal body of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they have no independence. In the Vedic literature, it is stated, the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Super Soul is also present within the heart of the demigod. Therefore, he arranges through the demigod to fulfill the desire of the living entity. But both the demigod and the living entity are dependent of living entity. But both the demigod and the living entity are dependent on the supreme will. They are not independent.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Nice purport Prabhupada has written, isn't it?
Yes.
So as we discussed, these demigods are all, they are the different parts of the Supreme Lord. We see when Krishna shows to Arjuna in the 11th chapter, is Vishwarupa. We see everything in Krishna. We see all the sun, moon, all the demigods, everything is within Krishna only. They are the different parts of Krishna. Because Krishna is there in everyone's heart as Super Soul. We all have the three aspects of Krishna: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the Supreme Lord present there, and he is in everyone's heart as Paramatma. So by being in our heart as Paramatma, he is giving us determination. Whoever wants to worship the demigod, that determination, that devotion is coming from Krishna only. As being Paramatma, he is facilitating us. And Krishna is there as Paramatma in that demigod also. That demigod is giving us benediction through this Paramatma who is in demigod's heart also. So that's what Krishna is saying. That determination to worship the demigod is coming to us from Krishna by being Paramatma. And the demigod is giving the boons or the benedictions to us through that Paramatma only, through Krishna only. So Krishna is the one only facilitating our desires to be fulfilled through these demigods. So instead of going in directly to other demigods, we can go directly to Krishna, who will facilitate our desires and who also purifies us. Is everything clear for everyone? Okay. Let's go to 7.22. These are all the connected verses. That's why I want to do them. Okay. Please repeat 7.22 after me. Satya Sraddhaya Yukta Tasyaradhanam ihate Labate cha tatak kaman Mayaiva vihitan nihitan. Okay, who would like to do translation?
I can read.
Okay.
Endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod and obtain his desire. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. The demigod cannot award benediction to their devotees without the permission of the Supreme Lord. The living entity may forget that everything is the property of the Supreme Lord, but the demigod do not forget. So the worship of demigods and achievement of desired results are due not to the demigods, but to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By arrangement, the less intelligent living entity does not know this, and therefore he foolishly goes to the demigod for some benefit. But the pure devotee, when he needs of something, prays only to the Supreme Lord. Asking for material benefits, however, is not a sign of pure devotee. A living entity goes to the demigod usually because he is mad to fulfill his lust. This happens when something undue is desired by the living entity and the Lord himself does not fulfill the desire. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that one who worships the Supreme Lord and at the same time desires material enjoyment is contradictory to his desires. Devotional services to the Supreme Lord and the worship of the demigod cannot be on the same platform, because worship of a demigod is material and devotional service to the Supreme Lord is completely spiritual. For the living entity who desires to return to Godhead, material desires are impediments. A pure devotee of the Lord is therefore not awarded the material benefits desired by less intelligent living entities, who therefore prefer to worship demigod of the material world rather than engage in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord.
Mataji, entity.
Ah,
Entity here.
Yes, very nicely clearly, because it says that the translation says, endowed with such a faith, he endeavors to worship a particular demigod to obtain his desires. But in actually, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. Krishna is saying himself, these benedictions are coming from myself only. Because what happens is, it says in this purport that a pure devotee, you having this, why we all do the worship of Krishna. We all do worship of Krishna to go to spiritual world, to come out of this birth and death cycle. If we want to go to spiritual world, we should not be having a desire. In the spiritual world, everyone is a servant of the Lord. What is our eternal position? We are the servant of the Lord. Jivera Swarupera Nityera Krishna Das. We are Nitya Krishna Das. We are the Krishna Das. The servant, do the servants have any desires? The servant come to our house. Do they have a desire anything? The only desire is to serve the master. The only duty is to serve the master. In the spiritual world, everyone get happiness by serving the master, Supreme Lord Krishna. So that's why these two things go ill together. Doing bhakti to Krishna and having the desire, they go ill together. But to come to this platform slowly, it's nothing wrong, as Bhagavatam verses say, akamo sarva kamo va moksha kamo dharate. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham para. So even you have some material desires, still worship Krishna, those desires will be slowly purified. You come to the platform of Shuddha Bhakti. So, but don't go to any other demigods. So go to demigod, pay respect and ask them Krishna Bhakti. Because we are clever. If the people, less intelligent people, they don't know that it's all coming from Krishna. They think that only demigods are giving me this. I'll go to him, ask this. I'll go to another god, ask this. That's kind of bhakti, is called Vyabhichara Bhakti. Because you're not surrendered to one person. What bhakti is, Krishna says? Sarva dharma parityajna. You're complete surrender to the Lord. That's what Krishna is looking from us. Yes, bro.
It is, Madhavi, whatever you're saying, it is absolutely right, okay. But if you see, I come from Himachal, and we have, it's a Dev Bhumi, okay. So as Swapnil said, right, people come from certain background.
You're used to do it.
Parents are doing same thing, right? Their forefathers are doing, my forefathers are doing same thing, right? So we also follow same thing, right? So it's not easy actually to think in that perspective, okay. That's what I was saying.
Definitely it's not easy, but slowly purify your heart. Go to do the demigod worship, but say to the demigod, please give me Krishna Bhakti. Don't ask
for anything.
Don't ask for anything. Ask for Krishna Bhakti. Okay. And go to Krishna and ask for, do this. If you have anything, ask Krishna. Slowly practice that, and these demigods will be happy. Krishna will be happy, and your bhakti will enhance. You slowly come to that stage of not doing and asking anything from demigods. Okay? So you don't need to completely stop at anything. It's hard, as Varun Prabhu said. It's hard. But you know, when you're knowing that Krishna is everything is coming from Krishna, go to them, pay respects. If you want to do nariyal for nariyal de do, kuch bhi de do, but ask them Krishna Bhakti. I really want Krishna Bhakti, please engage me more and more service to the Lord. Give me more knowledge to serve Lord. Serve the Vaishnavas. Do that. Okay? Is it clear? Okay, please read the next one also, connected verse. Which verse are we up to? 7.23. Okay. Antavantu phalam tesam tadbhavati alpamedasam devam devaya jo yanti madbhakta yanti mamapi. Okay, Prabhu, you want to read?
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe the purport is too long. We just read the translation. I just explain. Yeah, please read the translation.
Men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet.
Are you reading 7.24? 23. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah. So what is saying? Men of small intelligence. That's why Krishna says, demigod worship. Krishna says that Alpamedas are less intelligent thing. Men of small intelligence, because they don't have the real intelligence. What is the real intelligence? Is it? Krishna is supreme. Krishna is giving all these things through the demigods only. The demigods is getting them from power from Krishna only. That is real intelligence. The men of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Why Krishna is saying Antavantu? Anta means end. Whatever you're getting from demigods, there's an end there. Why? Because demigods themselves are not eternal. When they are not eternal, they don't have any powers to give you eternal benefits. Understanding? Because if you're having $100, if someone comes to you and asks you for $50, $70, $90, you can give. If someone come to you and ask you $1,000, can you give $1,000? You yourself don't have $1,000. Exactly like this, demigods are not eternal. When they are not eternal, the results coming from them are also not eternal. Anta. Anta means end is there. Antavantu phalam. Phalam means all the results coming. Tesam. So, and their fruits are limited. They got limited only because they got limited powers. They are not Supreme Lord like Krishna. They don't have unlimited powers like Krishna God. That's why their power, the results are limited, and the temporary also the results coming from demigods. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods. And my devotees ultimately reach my planet. So that's what there's another verse in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying, whoever worship demigods. If you're worshipping Ganesha, you go to Ganesha's abode. If you worship Hanuman, you go to Hanuman. Wherever you worship, whoever you worship, you go to that demigod's abode. Are you going to stay there eternally? No. You stay certain time. As long as your punya is there with the demigod, and after that is finished, you have to come back to this material world. There's another verse comes also in Bhagavad Gita, you can repeat after me. Yanti deva vrata deva. Yanti deva vrata deva. Pitriyanti pitrivrata. Pitriyanti pitrivrata. Bhutanyanti bhutreya. Bhutanyanti bhutreya. Yanti madhya janopimam. Yanti madhya janopimam. What is Krishna saying? Yanti deva vrata deva. Whoever demigod you worship, you go to the demigod's abode after leaving this body. Pitriyanti pitrivrata. You go to some people's houses, they worship Pitrus. Pitru means older people who are diseased, who have left their body. Forefathers. They worship the forefathers. They go to Pitrulokas after living. Yanti, Bhutan Yanti. You see, some people worship the ghosts also. They go to them ghostly planets. Oh, the people have different intelligence. They go to Bhuta. They worship the Bhutas. They go to Bhuta.
Gothic people.
Huh?
Gothic people.
Yeah, they worship Bhutas. Everyone has different intelligence. But Krishna is saying, Yanti Madhyo Janopimam. Whoever worship me, they come to me. So now you decide where you want to go.
Very nice purport. The
Purport is very nice.
Yeah.
Everyone, please, it's already 8:45. Please, your homework is learn the verse. What is it? 7.20? 7.19. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. 7.19. Learn that verse and also read the purport for 7.23. The purport which we are not reading now. So please read that purport. 7.23. Okay, thank you so much everyone. Any questions? Is Sucharita there online with us? But is it
Yes, Mataji.
is who else is in the group there? Is it Smita? Okay, anyone got any questions? No questions? But thank you so much everyone. So as I said earlier, so it's the main point for us is to we have learnt all this, gaining the knowledge about Krishna. But if we stop there, stagnant there, not doing anything, that's not going to be beneficial. To do bhakti to Krishna, do chanting every day, 1 round of japa, start minimum, whatever the minimum rounds you have think of, do that japa every day, that's going to be beneficial because it helps us to reach Krishna. Okay, and just got one more small announcement for Next week, as we are going to Melbourne to attend our Guru Maharaj Vyas Puja, we are leaving on Wednesday. We are coming back Sunday night. I would really ask, encourage any one of you, please host the program in your house. I'm going to arrange a devotee, okay, and you all can take share a plate of food to bring or something. It will be easy. Then you can have a class. I'll arrange a devotee. You can come and give a class. Anyone would like to host the program in your house? All the Vaishnavas to come to your house and you get a blessings. Anyone would like to do? Sweta, you want to do next Sunday? Anyone else is Krishna? Okay. Sunday you both are working?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see Shweta or Krishna even, because
Mostly it should be fine.
it should be fun, because just Sunday one evening people will come to your house. You're sparing your house for Krishna and devotees. Okay. Krishna thinks that it will be fine with Krishna, and but you all help her with the prasadam. Okay. Everyone plate a share of food. It would not be a burden for her also.
Mostly it should, I think.
Okay. No, people will bring something. Okay. So thank you so much, Krishna. For next week we are going to have a class in Krishna's house, and he lives in McDowell here only, very close to my house. So it might not be a problem for you all, just few minutes away from here. And some of you visited our house already. So it's just very close by. Please you all come, and the class will go on. I'll arrange a devotee to come and give the class. Okay, so the regular class will go on. But thank you so much, Krishna, for hosting the program in your house. And people will all arrange the coordinate with the prasadam arrangement.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Krishna.
Later on, send your address also.
Julan Yatra Temple, if anyone wants
This
to.
Friday starting? Yeah, Julan Yatra is starting. Julan Yatra is where you put Radha and Krishna in the swing and you swing the lordships. And that's there for 5 days, starting from Friday, and it finishes on Balram Purnima, which is on Tuesday. Not this Tuesday, the next Tuesday, not the coming Tuesday, the week after Tuesday, which is 28th of August. So Balram Purnima is starting, Friday next week is starting. Not Balram Purnima, Julan Yatra starting. Please go to temple in the evening. After 7:30 Aarti, you can swing the lordships. From Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is the last day of Julan Yatra. Next week, Friday, Julan Yatra is starting.
Friday, August 16th.
16th to 20th. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You can all do one round of prayer. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Sri Advaita Gadadhar.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar. Srivasadi.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna.